Cosmos, I am told you gave the younger words a fine show. This is a Morin Kur, a traditional instrument. Oh, yeah. Right. At the risk of sounding impatient, we have certain pressing obligations. It is time that we solved them. You are right. To whom much is given, much is expected. Nay, do not think yourselves so indebted to us. Was it not you who gave us your blessing to participate in the Nadam? And you who saved my lord Heen from certain death? Doma is in your debt, and will ever be a friend to the mole. And we to you, Gosetsu. A thought occurs to me. If you wish to return to Yangxia with all haste, the passage to the south of the Dust Throne would offer the most direct route. The Dothraki sealed it with their magics during the Doman Rebellion, when more men in iron came from afar. If ever there were a time to open the pass, it is now. We should journey to Dothraki. But before that, might we visit the Dawn Throne? I wish to speak with our most radiant brother. Are you sure that's a good idea? I know he agreed to fight for Doma, but I doubt he'll be very happy to see us so soon after we beat him. Nama made us for war. Lise, ever since we came into this world, we have fought. In the Nadam, blood was shed and lives were lost. Brown earth was stained crimson, and Exelia wept. But crimson is the dusk and the dawn, death and rebirth, an ending to mark a new beginning. We are born, are destined to die. As the seasons turn, we are born again, thus spoke the first. So you see, we harbor no hatreds. The Nadam is the Nadam, and what comes after is what comes after. If you say so, the Dawn Throne first, then? Yes, and I shall accompany you. Alright, everything seems to be working pretty smooth now. I think I figured out the problem. Hello? You hear me? Can you hear me or no? Should. Yeah. The sun is disinclined to entertain you at length. Speak your purpose in coming. Humble as ever. Should I be humble in the presence of inferiors? I am a child of Azim, and you are not. Your triumph in the Nadam does not raise you to such heights. Batu will not be joining us. He was wounded in the dam. His hurts are grave, and he requires rest, but he will walk again in time. Though it is no business of yours, such pity does not become a Khan. We are not allies, a traveler, far from it. The Nadam will come again, and with it our rule. I say again, why have you come? To bid us to surrender the Dawn Throne to the Maul. Nay, the Maul are beholden to the will of the gods, and they would not have us reside here. The Oraner and the Budaga may remain. We are for Yangxia, and wish to speak of your part in the coming war. Ah, the Domans and the Iron Men. I remember our pact. Sounds the call, and the Oraner will answer. Full glad am I to hear it. We have preparations to attend to, but we'll send for you soon. The gods are kind. I am sure the Oraner will prove a great boon in the days to come. Of the dusk, a maiden gentle and ethereal, a dancer in the morning mist, and a warrior besides. Look into my eyes, child. See you a Zim? Are you my Nama? I know not of what you speak, brother Magnite, but I am certain you are mistaken, quite. We should get going right now. Starting to like the chick. Boom, boom. Vinny, what are you doing? Oh, yeah? You can't hear me, you jerk. Fuck you. I asked if you could hear me like 6 times, you didn't answer me. The Han and her warriors. Greetings, my lady. We come to you on our journey south, bound for Yangxia, where our comrades await us. How fare you and yours in the wake of the Nadam? Many were wounded, some few to the death. Resplendent were their souls in the chaos. It was a good battle, a good day to die. Soon we will greet them again. And may have one who went before them also. Gazer's seed was quickened in his lover. When the child is born, we shall see who awaits behind its eyes. Already we must look to the next Nadam. We must grow strong of body and mind in your war. Help us do so. Say the word and we will fly to the field. So I think what was going on, it wasn't my internet. My graphics card updated. And so if I don't stream, I could actually run this game max settings. But it defaulted itself back to the settings it thinks it could run. So when I was trying to stream, the graphics card was overloading. And it was causing other things to fail. So I just had to turn down some of the settings. Well, that I have no doubt for you, Ardotha. There is one more thing would ask of you. The magics you use to seal the passage to the south, will you unmake them? If that'd be your wish. When next we come together, it will be on a great battlefield against a common foe. I trust you will fight with the same fervor you demonstrated during the Nadam. Ah, and you, Ancient One, will be the demon I know you to be. Aught less would be a disappointment. Hey, my new mount came out. They can actually fly now. Sadhu Khan has done her part. This passage will deliver you to Doma. It is here we must part ways until the day you call us to battle. It won't be long, I know, but take care of yourself, Serena, and tell your grandmother and the others again how much we appreciate everything they did for us. I will. Oh, I nearly forgot. I have another gift for you. Oh, it's a red... wait, is this a banner of the Mole tribe? It is not the most practical of gifts, but we nevertheless wish to present it to you. I do not fully understand what has befallen Doma, or your homeland, Lise, but I do understand that you and yours have suffered terribly. The Mole placed their faith in the gods, and in turn they shepherd us. They watch over and keep us. We pray they show you the same favor. As it was in the Nadam, blood will be shed, your lands engulfed in a storm of fire and steel, yet as it did here, it shall mark a new beginning here. May you ever walk in the crimson, for in crimson there is life, there is liberation. Thank you for your prayers, Serena. We shall remember them. Until we meet again. Alright, we're going to a new zone. What's this? Mole banner. Tapestry woven in the ancestral America. So what about the fiddle and stuff that we got? What's this do? It's literally just it must be just an object you put in the house or something. Wall mounts, tabletop. Yeah, I guess it's just house stuff. Right then, to the House of the Fierce, with me, my friends. I have not used this road before, but I recognize this place. The House of Fierce should lie somewhere to the south. I will go on ahead and inform the sentries of our master's return. Have I been here before? No. It's pretty blank up here. So I can't fly here, right? Oh, I can. It's part of the other zone, still, I guess. Here we are. I wonder if they gathered inside, waiting, perhaps, expecting a speech or some such. Well, no matter. I shall have to do what I shall have to do. There's Alphino and Elysier. It's been a while since we've seen
Brothers
them.
and sisters, pray forgive me my absence. It has been far too long.
Lord Hian. Gosetsu told us of your trials and tribulations on the steppe. Would that I'd been present to witness your victory, my lord.
Our victory, Yugiri, owed as much to each of my stalwart comrades as it did to me. Now rise. I will not suffer this excess of formality any longer. Alphino and Alize Levieux, I presume? I'm told we owe you much. It is a pleasure to meet you both.
The pleasure is ours, Lord Hian. Though we were born and raised a world apart, our values are one and the same. Freedom, justice, liberty. Each of which Doma shall soon enjoy once more.
Hopefully. I understand you have brought an army.
Indeed. The Zayla tribes of the Azim Steppe have pledged their military might to the cause.
Good. We, meanwhile, have secured the support of the Confederacy and a not insignificant number of your countrymen. The Blue Kojin, too, have expressed a willingness to join the fight, provided you agree to certain trade agreements following the liberation of Doma.
The shinobi will render what aid they can. However, Suino Sato refused to answer our call.
No matter. What forces we have amassed far exceed my original expectations. You have my thanks.
You should know that Xenos departed Doma not long after you left to find Lord Hian. We know not the reason why, but it would seem he was eager to return to Gir Abania.
What? Have you heard anything from the Resistance? There hasn't been another attack, has there?
Tataru assures me they are quite well. You need not worry. If anything, this turn of events would seem to be to our advantage.
But there the good news ends. Yotsuyu retains her position as acting viceroy, and we have reports that the garrison at Doma Castle is preparing for a massive operation. We suspect that the Empire's attempt to eliminate you on the steppe may have been a prelude to a larger effort to purge the remaining pockets of resistance within Doma.
The hour of reckoning is upon us.
The victory will soon be ours.
The Han has spoken, and I, for one, am not inclined to argue. In this place, in this moment, I call upon you all. 25 years of oppression, of tyranny, of shame. It ends with us. We will prevail.
Ooh. Once more, welcome back. It is good to see you again. Yes, there is another recent development we neglected to share with you. Elise and I have been hard at work attempting to restore the Aetheryte here to its former glory, and I am pleased to inform you that we succeeded. Suffice to say, it should prove a boon for travel, well, for those replete with anima like you at least. I imagine you're eager to hear the particulars of our plan. Allow me to a moment to gather everyone's attention.
If all are in agreement, I will outline my plan to retake Doma Castle. First, Lise and the Doman Irregulars will conduct a series of raids against Imperial targets throughout the surrounding area. with the aim of drawing the garrison's attention. Shortly thereafter, our Zayla allies will launch a surprise attack on the castle's airborne defenses. In this way, we will prevent the enemy's airships from rendering support and cut off one means of escape. Alize and I, together with the shinobi, will exploit the ensuing chaos to infiltrate the moon gates and disable the Magitech field generators. Once the barrier is down, we will be free to cross the One River and reach Doma Castle. It is at this point that we must turn to our Confederate and Kojin allies. They will commence to bombard the castle with cannon fire, while sailing west towards the Doman Enclave.
Wait, the Enclave? Why would you want them to sail away from the castle?
Because the Enclave is home to countless civilians. Once pressed, the Imperials may well think to take them hostage, and I would fain forestall any such attempt. After we have secured the Enclave, we may lay siege to Doma Castle directly. The main strength of the Doman Liberation Front, under Lord Hien's command, shall be committed to this endeavor, as will you and your redoubtable allies.
So, looks like you're doing YouTube things. That's not playing Mario. Just saying.
The rest is simple. We scour the castle for the Viceroy, we find her, and we subdue her. Without their leader, what remains of the Imperials' morale will crumble, and they will surrender or attempt to flee. And Doma will be free. Your thoughts, Lord Hien? If any points were unclear or gave you cause for concern, I should be glad to go over them with you.
Nay, 'tis a fine plan. You have a talent for this. That much is plain. We shall carry out Alphino's plan to the letter. Time is of the essence, as you know, so let us each see to our respective preparations. Carry on.
We're going to invade a castle. I'm ready. There's no shortage of tasks which needs to be completed before we can launch our attack. If you have a moment, perhaps you can lend a hand. That said, I have only just returned. It would be better for you to speak with Alphinaud to find out how you might be of service. Trying to keep busy, full glad am I to hear it. There is one task which comes to mind. Oops. Though I pride myself on my knowledge of various subjects, I must confess I lack confidence in my knowledge of this particular one, which is why I turned you to an expert. I have been conversing with Sid via Tartaru, attempting to ascertain the design of the generators based on our limited intelligence. Most recently, he sent a parcel with some documents which he believes may be of use. I would like you to go to Kugane and bring them back here. In the meantime, I will continue to work with the shinobi allies to plot a path into the gates. Safe travels, and thank you again. Dum ba dum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Travel to his ward? Huh? No. What? Speak with Kamachi and travel to Shirogane. This one? Shirogane. This looks like all things people do. I don't understand. Fuck it. It's a resort. Oh, it's a housing area. Oh. It's this expansion's housing area. Cool. I need to go here. Gym district. Why the fuck? Why the fuck what? You never get a house in this game? Cause I haven't beaten this game. I don't even know how the housing thing works. I just waiting to hit max level and do that kind of stuff. Cosmos, what are you doing here? I thought you were off fighting nomads in the Azim steppe. Always homeless? Yep. I live on my chocobo. Me and my chocobo are mercenaries. We just travel everywhere. We don't have a home. Oh, you beat them. Good show. A shame. I didn't go to see it. Alphinaud has been keeping me appraised of the situation in Doma. I may not be any good in a physical fight, but in a paperwork fight, I'm a true Han, yeah. That sounds horrible. Paperwork fight. You're here for the parcel Sid sent, right? Wait a minute, and it will be right out. It arrived not long ago. A porter delivered it to our offices. along with various other knickknacks from Eorzea. Cid regrets that he couldn't come here in person. Apparently his hunt for the dragon in Omega demands his full attention, you see. Still, he was reasonably confident that the documents he provided would be enough for Alphinaud to do the work himself. So as soon as the parcel gets here, we can open it up and see what's inside. Pardon my interruption, but the parcel in question, was it the one you placed on the shelf in the back for safekeeping? I believe so, yes. Why do you ask? Well, you see, on closer inspection, said parcel appears to have been addressed to the Sekisigumi barracks. Though it does not indeed bulge with a quantity of paper reminiscent of a rather large instruction manual, the lingering scent of lilac leads me to conclude it is in fact a sizable collection of love letters. What? Impossible. That porter was carrying a parcel addressed to us. I saw the writing with my own eyes. Oh, I do not doubt that in the least. However, as he was tasked with a number of deliveries, I can only presume that he handed you another parcel by mistake. This is a disaster. We have to find that porter right this instant. My, she can move quickly when she has a mind to do so. So quickly, she neglected to take these love letters with her. They too must be redirected to the rightful recipient. They should also aid you in tracking down the right porter. They keep records of their deliveries and so forth, after all. The man in question was of middling height and build, not unlike myself. Black hair, short, terribly helpful in Kugane. I know a cherry sort, wearing bright colors as I recall. I will send a few of my men out to search, but in the meantime, why don't you take the parcel and see if you can track him down yourself. I will wait here on the off chance he realizes his mistake and returns. Small Ant is doing a national dex run right now. Well, good for him. It's just too many Pokemon for me to want to go do. Too many things that you have to do. As far as like trading exclusives and all that stuff. I'm good. I mean, you've seen how long it takes to do the Sinnoh dex. You gonna use the Dragon Balls on National Dex? No, you won't. I think I read on my feed that someone has collected every Pokemon in Chinese version. Which sounds very miserable and a lot of wasted time. Oh dear, I misplaced some important documents, and if I do not find them quickly, there will be dire repercussions. No, it is nothing to scandalous and base. My lord is a man with singular dietary restrictions, which I have detailed in my notebook. I cannot produce without it. Not that guy. A good evening to you, miss, but I have no time to chat. I have to head to the Bokaru. Or was it the Hallstellery? Oh, no time. I recognize that parcel. I delivered it to the Ruby Bazaar not long ago. What of it? A mistake for the Sekizugumi, you say? Wow, you're right. How stupid of me. Fortunately, I have yet to visit the barracks. This is for you. Yes, I will take the other in exchange. I'm sorry I couldn't find him. I guess we just have to hope he realizes his mistake and returns soon. I found him. That's it. That's the parcel. You found him. Though knowing your luck, our luck, Sid put the wrong papers in here. Nope, this is it. These are the documents detailing the operation of the Magitech field generators Alpha Nun requested. I can only imagine what would have happened had we sent Cosmos back to Doma with a parcel full of love letters. The look on Alpha Nun's face when he reads the first page. On second thought, I'm a little disappointed we didn't. Everyone's working so hard to fight for Doma's freedom, and here I am making the same silly mistakes. It won't happen again. Cosmos and I'll keep working hard to bring you and others useful information. If we hear anything new, we'll contact you straight away. Oh, and you may be pleased to hear that we have brokered an arrangement between the company and Confederacy. They require armaments we provide, discreetly and at a reasonable price. I'm sure Lord Lorito was pleased to hear it. Ah, indeed he was. Indeed he was. Well, it seems our time together is at an end. Give Elfinod and Elise my regards, will you? Oh, it seems like yesterday you were here. Our plans proceed apace. Do you have the documents? Excellent. This looks to be exactly what we need. Assuming our shinobi escort can see us safely inside the moon gates, I should have no trouble deactivating the barrier. Good, good. That is one less thing to worry about. Ooh, new weapons. I'm ready. Should you wish for further employment, may have you speak with Elise. I believe she was planning to search the surrounding area for Imperial patrols. If you go now, you may be able to catch her before she departs. Alvino told you about my plans, and you wish to come with me. Well, far be it from me to refuse you. If truth be told, I'm not entirely sure what I expect to find. In the wake of your failed assassination attempt, the Imperials demonstrated uncharacteristic restraint. There were no public executions, and not a single village was put to the torch. But as I mentioned earlier, our latest intelligence does suggest a purge is imminent. For all we know, they could be out in the field as we speak, surveilling their targets and making plans. If so, we need to put a stop to it. Let us begin the search in the north. Where did I just... Oh yeah, this is like a secret base, right? I don't think that's the way I want to go. Maybe it is the way we gotta go. Oh, there we go. All quiet for now. Follow me to the next location. What's so weird about this game is that there's like the pacing of it is all over the fucking place. The game does not care. It is gonna tell its story the way it wants to tell its story. It doesn't matter if it has you just walking around for 2 hours just talking to people and with no combat. They don't give a fuck. They're gonna get the story out. No Imperial patrols near our headquarters, then good. The last thing we need is to repeat Rhaegar's reach. Even so, it would be prudent to search a little longer. Like WoW kind of like does this like rotation where you'll have some kill quests, you'll have some fetch quests, you'll have like one quest maybe from A to B, just traveling somewhere, and then it just kind of repeats. You go kill a bunch of things, you loot the items off of them, and you go maybe loot some twigs that you might need for something, and then you go to the next location. Like it's just this does whatever it wants. Not exactly the enemy I was worried about. Damn it all. I can't just leave the carcass lying in the middle of the road. You've gotten stronger? Get on with it then. You've gotten stronger. Next to you, I feel like a child playing a Swords and Sorcery, though mayhap it suits me better than books. For people who don't care about the story, I feel bad because there's just a lot of shit that they're gonna have to go through. Luckily for me, I enjoy stories, so this game works out pretty good. I owe much to Makode. I met on my travels. He was a master of these techniques and kindly agreed to teach me the fundamentals. But I never could warm to common rapiers. I vastly preferred using a blade of my own creation, despite the toll it took on me. Ringer's gift was a godsend, to be honest. Anyway, we're falling behind. We should split up and try to recoup some lost time. We've heard rumors of the Imperial soldiers skulking about disguised as villagers. One was supposedly spotted near Ribbons to the south of here. Go and see if there's anything out of the ordinary. Oh, hello there, young lady. My associates and I are in search of a fertile soil. We're farming, and this land caught our eye. You doubt my words. You suspect we have some other purpose in coming here. How vexing it is to be questioned in this manner. Very well. She desires the truth, and she shall have it. Deal with her. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I saw them attack you, while this one fled. Since you seem to have everything in hand, I decided to capture him. In Imperial, I presume? I knew it would come to this, but at the hands of a Westerner, a Dolman would at least know the rights. You think you understand, but you do not. She will burn it all before she surrenders. She will never kneel again, nor should she. Guy is angry. Oh. He just punched the shit out of me. Rest assured, and Nari will receive due compensation. Young Ashi has great potential, that much is plain. If he applies himself, he may only one day be granted the opportunity to go to Garlemald and learn from some of the leading authorities in the field of magic tech. Few citizens are afforded such treatment. However, much less people of the provinces. You will need to do more. Of course, have no doubt that we shall. My husband and I want only the best imperial education for our boy. I finished planting the rice, mother. Not while the officer is here. Yatsuyu, inside, now. Yes, mother. You did not mention that you had a daughter. My sister's, not mine. Kami, rest her soul. She is utterly hopeless, but one cannot choose one's family. Indeed, she is of age to receive an education as well, is she not? Yet we have no records. I trust I need not remind you of your legal obligations. No, of course not, but she is weak and sickly. Some days she has not the strength to leave her bed, though a thought occurs to me. Mayhap we can come to an understanding. That was a near thing. What happened? We were talking and then all of a sudden you were somewhere else. Did one of the soldiers hit you on the head or something? Well, if you say so, we should go and tell the others what happened here. Ba-da-ba, boo-da-boo-boo. Ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba. Thank you. You didn't have to come with me, but you did, and for that I am grateful. I told the others of our encounter with the disguised soldiers. Though we disposed of the bodies, it is only a matter of time before their comrades note their absence. As if we needed any more reason to act quickly. Are you sure you're alright, by the way? You've been awfully quiet since we returned. Give me my weapons. Look at them, I got fucking spikes now. That shit gonna fucking hurt. I have like throwing stars for weapons now. Nah, sharp, yep. I tell you to rest and leave the rest to the others, but seeing as it isn't in your nature, Lizzie returned a moment ago, looking a bit worried. It would seem that trouble is afoot in the mall. You may as well go and ask her about it. As for me, I will not impose upon you any further. You barely got enough armor as it is, huh? Oh, you're here to help. That's a relief. I've been trying to help the villagers in Namai, get ready for the operation, but we've run into a few problems. You remember how we were supposed to stir up trouble as a diversion, right? Well, the thing is, we don't have enough armor to go around. I thought the Doman Liberation Front would be able to furnish us with some, but it seems that's not the case. I was able to go and tell Ise, why don't you come too? Oh, you're here too. I heard about those soldiers you and Elise encountered. I'm glad you're all right. Right then. He said, we have gathered up all the rope we could find in the village. And every tool with an edge, but it's still not enough. Even a hoe would suffice, but there's no more to spare. Thank you, Shigusa Ryuzen, could use a hand if there's anything else. As for more tools, I may have some in my home. Go and search it. Take whatever meets your needs. I made enough rice balls for everyone, including some special ones for Lady Yuguri. Can I go and give them to her? You silly little girl, of course you can. Hurry, you never know when she'll have to leave on secret mission. Sorry about that, everyone's been trying to contribute since Lord Heian returned. There's so much to worry about. You're doing well, you say, though I have to ask, have you had any luck finding any more armor? Unfortunately, no. Unlike weapons, there are no substitutes for proper protection. It's not as though we need full suits of Imperial plate, but we're not soldiers. If we attack without any equipment, we'll be slaughtered. The Doman Liberation Front doesn't have any more armor to spare. I suppose we could ask Hancock, but there's no telling how long it would take for him to send us supplies. Do you have any armor in the village, or anyone with some skill to fashion armor? There's one man, a craftsman who fled the enclave. He is experienced and may be able to help. I don't know if I can persuade him, though. But maybe you two could come with me. His name is Suranuki. He lives in the Kasakurai in the south. Come with me. Nowhere near. Alright. Who are these starry-eyed youths who stand before me? One who sing of rebellion, of liberation. Huh. Surely they would not think to trouble me with such foolish dreams. Oh, go and say what you will, but do not take offense if I die from laughter. Say again? You would have me fashion armor for villagers who wish to fight Imperial regulars. Mad fools chargingly boldly to meet their deaths. Bring me steel and I shall give them shells to shield their soft bellies. Yes, yes, plates of steel, all that you can carry, the better to shield them from blade and bullet. If only I were so simple. Master Suranuki, steel plates are not so easily procured. Blind, deaf, and dumb you are, boy. We are awash in broken steel. Magitech great cylinders come crashing to earth from on high. Shatter them to bits with my explosives. They will not fail you, for I made them to kill Imperials. Bring me my steel and you will have your armor. Well, it's not like we know any other armorers who can help. At least we get to blow things up. Aha, you have many plates of steel, I demanded. Show me. And you are committed to your cause, dressing villagers as soldiers and marching off to war. Stupid, stupid fools. Doma is dead, and so are her people. Lord Cayenne, Lord Heian, all dead. Their blood is on our hands. 'Twas Lord Cayenne who saved us. Jesus Christ. 'Twas Lord Cayenne who saved us, who spared us the worst when the Garleans came. Every shred of pride and honor he cast aside, without a second thought, all to win their trust, all to serve as their puppet, restored to his throne years later, a paper tiger. Such shame he must have felt, but no matter, he would suffer it for his people. A life as slaves is better than none at all, he believed, but not us. After my lady died, we began to whisper in his ears dreams of freedom and liberation. We pushed him to take action, if only a little. 10 years of preparation, of machinations. So careful we would be, and yet. Doma burned for our foolishness, not for that of Lord Cayenne, Monson, the Enclave. They were raised for our sins. We murdered them all. Don't you see? We murdered you all. You're wrong, Master. We are still here. We are still alive. Lord Cayenne too lives on, in our hearts and in his son. For Lord Heian has returned. Lord Heian, alive? It cannot be. You lie. It's the truth. Heian came back to Doma to help her fight for freedom. Could it be? My Lord Heian yet lives. Oh. Bands of steel to bind the chest and belly. Yes, yes, I must heat the forge and begin work at once. 10, 100. How many do you need? All that and more you shall have. Even after 25 years of oppression, they still have it in them to stand up and fight. We just have to show them the way forward. Izzy and I will stay and help Suranuki finish the armor, so you've no need to walk around. Why not go back to the House of the Fierce? I'm sure there's plenty of work left to be done. Ask about and see what you can find. I'm ready to start the war. I want to invade the castle and get it back. I'm the Warrior of Light. We don't need supplies. Everything is in order, miss. Under Lord Gozetsu's sage tutelage, we grow stronger by the day. Help? Oh, no, no, no. I will not impose upon you without cause. Rest assured that everything is in its place and every place is everything is fine. Hey, it's a Poogie from Monster Hunter. Nice. I require no assistance, comrade. Lord Hien's instructions to me were quite clear. I need only transcribe them for the benefit of Rexelia's allies. Speaking of Lord Hien, if you are eager to be of service, mayhap you could seek him out. Keep an eye on him, perchance, should he decide to venture outside. Let me guess. Someone asked you to act as my protection. Ha, to hear them mutter, one would think I intended to stride up to the castle gates on my own. The truth, of course, is rather less dramatic. I had hoped to look on the castle one last time before the battle. Would you care to join me? You would be seeing a lot of fretful minds at rest. Very good. Let us depart from Rosen at once. They got some big dudes over here guarding the castle. Moslem was a home to many great and powerful families, men of honor, samurai once. Great swathes were raised and people put to the sword. What little remains stands as a testament to what was and what will never be again. Come, I will take a closer look. I don't know if he's trying to sneak around, but they're like right there. No, he definitely noticed me. No sentries, at least of the living sort. Those shambling suits of armor have the run of the place. To think it was once a bustling street full of life, a river of people with a current all its own. But even then, the Imperials walked among us, sometimes openly, sometimes discreetly, but we were always aware of their presence, and we were complicit. He did what he had to do to preserve the peace, to keep our people safe, but at what cost? Forgive me, this is neither the time nor the place of such dark musings. Though they did serve to remind me of the barracks which once stood to the west of here, where there may yet be weapons our comrades could use. If you head down the street past those makeshift barricades, you will come to the ruins. I will search elsewhere. Meet me at the water's edge when you have finished. Bum, bum, bum. What am I looking for? Ah. We found one sword. Alas, I found not a value, did you? Still seethed in its scabbard, though even shielded from the elements, it will need to be cleaned and oiled. I recognize the crest. It belonged to the son of a samurai I trained with when I was young. He never even had the chance to draw it. There she is, Doma Castle, my home. They let us keep her for a time, before gradually moving their forces across from Fluminus. Now her every court and corridor belongs to Yatsuyu. Though father spent much of his time there, I did not. I may only have visited him there only on half a dozen occasions, if that. I can't remember. I remember the view from the keep. Doma seemed much smaller from there, like you could hold it in your hands. Well, Morzen at least, Doma is so much more than that. There beyond the moon gates, onto the shores of the Ruby Sea, and here, in places that no man can see or touch or take from you. We carry her with us wherever we go. Not the land or the soil, but the story. And what is life if not a story? The story of our journey from dawn to dusk, day after day after day. The story of our mothers and fathers, our families and our friends, our peoples and our nations. I think a part of me understood that when I looked out from the keep, he and son of Hikayan, another caretaker of the story of Doma. It's a fine castle, truly, with an even finer view, but in the end. In the end. Kami, strike me down. How could I be so blind? We must return to the House of Fierce at once. I have what can only be described as a revelation. Ours is an excellent plan, but not so excellent that it cannot be improved, and I know how. On second thought, Cosmos, I ask you to return to the House of Fierce without me, and tell Elfanad to call the others together for a meeting. It is imperative that the Kojin emissary be in attendance as well. I shall join you anon. Lord Ian wishes to discuss the details of our plan? Very well, if he insists, I shall summon the others at once. As for the Kojin, I believe one of their emissaries was already en route. Nevertheless, I shall contact him to make certain. The Turtle
May I
Man.
present the Blue Kojin's emissary.
It's been a while since we've seen that guy.
Greetings and well met, old friends. The Elder sends his regards.
I do remember you helping that guy out, like, a long-ass time ago.
Soroban, it's good to have you with us.
If, you might humor me. Thank you for coming, Soroban. Doubtless you have already been informed of our plans and the role we would have your people play. However, I seek your counsel as a Kojin of the Blue. Be it by spell or siegecraft, could your forces destroy the underwater foundations of Doma Castle's outer wall?
Explosives coupled with a few incantations. Yes, that might produce sufficient force. Such a thing could indeed be done.
Then I wish to revise the plan. Instead of assisting the Confederacy in securing the Enclave, I would have the Kojin advance upstream beneath the water and breach a segment of the outer wall. I mean to flood Doma Castle.
My lord, the castle is a sacred symbol, the very heart of our nation. To destroy it is unthinkable, unconscionable. You cannot do this.
I can and I will if it improves our chances. By flooding the castle, we remove the better part of their forces from the field and force Yotsuyu to retreat to the highest levels of the keep. Tell me that is not a worthwhile trade.
But my lord, that castle was entrusted to you by your father, and his father before him. I say to you again, it is the heart of our nation.
Stone walls do not a nation make, my friend. Her people do. And as long as we yet live, we can rebuild. So let us only think of this battle, of victory here and now. For without that, we have no future.
I see that you are resolved, Lord Hien, and I would not presume to gainsay your decision.
I will inform the Elder of your revised stratagem and instruct our sappers to make ready.
Our preparations are all but complete. Once we receive word from our Kojin allies, we shall set our plans in motion. We shall fight, and we shall prevail.
No plan is perfect, and there is even ever room for improvement. I expect my comrades will be refining their approach until the moment they begin. In case you are unaware, the other Jonin will lead the assault on the Moon Gates, not I. My place is at Lord Hien's side. If there's nothing else, I'll head back to Namai. Saranuki's working hard, and Issei's doing what he can to help, but maybe there's more that I can do too. He was like a different person when he began hammering those plates. Younger, brighter, full of life and hope. The plan is set, and all that can be done has been done. Rest and relaxation are now paramount for tomorrow. We may die. Have you two not done enough? Will you not pause a moment to gather yourself on the eve of our grand design? Go not into battle with weary eyes or lingering regrets, my friend. Sorbonne informs me that his sappers will be ready within the day, which means that we can proceed as planned and attack Doma Castle tomorrow. Considering the key role you will play, I think it is only prudent that you refrain from further labors and rest until tomorrow. Agreed? Agreed. Far be it from me to refuse. No rest for the righteous. Nope. Let's go rest. I don't need to pick up any more sticks. We shall speak again in the morning. Take care, my friend.
You're awake. I was just, well, they threw me out, actually. Told me I needed to get some sleep. Ready for the big day. Not long now, eh? I'm nervous, of course, but I also feel like I didn't know where I was going, but maybe, finally, something's gonna change, you know? Really, really change. And when the dust has settled, we'll see what we've won, and what we've lost. I'm going to give it my all tomorrow. Everything I've seen and felt, I won't let it be for nothing. Right, off to bed. Don't want to overdo it, and neither should you. Oh, but before you sleep, you should look in on Elfino and Alize. Quietly, of course.
You want me to spy on them? Are they like brother and sister? Like, I don't want to see certain things, you know?
Another restless soul. Come, come. Raise a glass to freedom.
Good. Good. I should be interested to know her thoughts on the matter.
Ah, that's enough, Gosetsu. You'll not convince anyone with your drunken ramblings. We've talked about this, all of us. We are flooding the castle tomorrow, and that's the end of it.
I know. I accepted your decision, and I do not intend to go back on my word. Nevertheless, as the battle draws near, I cannot help but recall our many travails, and it fair compels me to speak.
He's such a big man. How do you... Oh, he's drinking the whole bottle.
In all my time serving as a leader of men, there are two failures which haunt me to this day. The first, a defeat at the hands of the Empire 25 years past, and the subsequent imprisonment of your father. Long did I consider offering up my life in atonement, until Lord Kyan allowed at last to receive visitors called for me, of all people, for my unborn child, he said. For my dearest Shun, live. My second failure, of course, was the betrayal of that self-same command. When in the rebellion I failed to protect not only Lord Kyan, but Lord Hien too. That I yet live, having known such disgrace, is an affront to the Kami themselves. Yet you, all of you, saw fit to grant this shameful creature, this failure, another chance. To serve a greater purpose. Thank you for pitying an old fool.
He's fucking drunk.
Now, it is far too soon for that. Save your tears for the morrow. You may be sure we will have ample cause to shed them, be they for joy or despair. Even that sounds morose. We who yet walk the path should not think too much on the destination. When the hour arrives, we shall welcome what comes with open arms. He is right about one thing, though. We have you and yours to thank for this chance. All debts will be repaid. On that you have my word. But first we must live past tomorrow, no? If you've no intention of sleeping, Yugiri, you may as well join us.
Forgive me, my lord. I did not mean to... if that is your will.
How do you know? There she is. I trust you are none the worse of wear after last night. We received confirmation from the Kojin not long ago. Their sappers stand at the ready and await our signal. Let us not keep them and the others waiting. Gather your things, we depart at once. Let's go! Alphanot, instruct Lise and the others to move into position and launch their attack. Our scouts report no change in the Imperial's disposition, but I will leave nothing to chance. We must act quickly, lest we lose the element of surprise. Understood. I will relay your orders to her and rejoin my unit. Kosetsu and Yugiri await the two of you at Monson. Good luck, my friends. I will see you both again soon. How long do you think it's going to take you to upload your Christmas level, since you're saying it's going to be like so hard? It's done? You already uploaded it?
Understood. Wish us luck. Right.
No? Oh.
You all know what you have to do. Are you ready?
Until 12:25. What if you don't... Well, you can still beat it, right? And just wait to upload it till then, right? Did you already beat it? Oh. That didn't take too long. Are you sure it's gonna be that hard if you did it so quickly?
Ready to show them what a good job they made of breaking us.
You're the best. Did you beat Flotilla?
Then what are you waiting for? Move out!
Why must we waste our time guarding this blasted...
Sound the alarm! Fluminous is under attack! Armed insurgents have breached the perimeter! We need reinforcements!
Boom! Get fucked. She did the flying sidekick that you do with Ryu all the
This is
time.
Lee's. Imperial forces converging on our position. Looks like we've got their attention. We'll be sure to keep them busy for as long as we can.
Ah, war! To wield power, to make men kneel before you. There is no better feeling. A pity I must share this pleasure with a feral dog of a Dothar.
Preening, Oreneer. You fear that she will put the sun in shade. Those are for you. Go, claim your prey.
Those are some weird ass cannons. Smash!
Come to me! Come to your death! With each that falls, my soul soars higher!
Swiftly, brothers! Fall not behind! Make an offering of their steel to Father Azim!
They seem to be enjoying themselves.
My lord, the barrier!
That it
He's
should
done
fall
it.
so soon. Truly, our allies seem determined to surpass each other.
Elpino and Elisa.
The Magitech field is down. I repeat, the Magitech field is down. Confederate vessels, you are clear to advance upon the Enclave.
wall is breached. The Kojin too will not be outdone.
Our allies have set the stage. Now we must take the castle. With me!
My lady, the riverside wall has been breached. The lower levels are already flooded and the water is still rising.
So I gathered. He would tear the whole thing down, all for the promise of freedom. A noble sacrifice, or the last desperate flamings of a fool. Speaking of which, how fares my route?
The procedure was carried out as instructed by Lord Owlet. By all indications, it was a success.
Is that so? Then he may yet be of some use. Devotees of vengeance should rightly pursue their cause unto the bitter end, don't you think? Their hearts aflame with passion until the last few embers fizzle and fade, leaving naught but ash. The Viceroy's orders were clear. If Doma falls, none shall be spared his wrath. Tell the men to fight as if their lives depend on it. Because they do.
As you command, my lady.
Again they come to make you kneel, to make you grovel and suffer. But you have endured their worst and survived. You know their tricks. They will not find a flower simply waiting to be plucked.
Aye, there can be no doubt the Viceroy is trapped, and so comes our part. Our Kojin allies will deliver us to the destination, to the western dock, and do not forget to bring your fellow adventurers, Cosmos. I gotta use the duty finder, probably. Greetings and well met, my friends. Climb aboard, climb aboard. There is room enough for you all. Cosmos, that we might improve our odds of success, we will divide into two parties upon arrival. One compromising you and your adventure comrades, the other Gosetsu, Yugiri, and myself. Each will enter the keep via a separate route, dispatching any Imperial forces that attempt to bar their path. Even should one meet with misfortune, the other will reach Yotsuyo, agreed. Let us be about it for Doma. Doma Castle.
Boop, 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 boop. 22 minutes. I have to wait.
That's a long time. Oh. You going to bed already? It's 10 o'clock. We can do these quests for now, I guess, and chill. Oh, we haven't been here in a long time. Bum, bum, bum. I liked the song for this expansion. Bum, ba-da-bum. Dude, we got the Pink Ranger, dude. Oh, that was fast. Hurry up. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Walk away faster. Shit. Alright, new dungeon. We're probably gonna die. We don't know bosses. Alright, first boss. Let's go. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Dearest of all my enemies, I have new toys to show you. Oh, are we spread out for this? I think so. Oh, he's spinning.
We go together!
Yo, this is the guy that, this is the guy that we just beat up. He's all got a bunch of toys and everything. What are these things? Oh shit.
Die, die, die!
Oh god. Oh god. Get away from me.
Die, die, die! We go together! Die, die, die!
Oh god. Spread out. Oh, we leveled up again already? What? Now it looks like a WoW raid. That's what dungeons are. Dungeons and MMOs are pretty much the same. Trait, I got a new trait and everything. Wow, that was a lot of fucking experience. Boots, not for me. Pants, not for me. Player combination, healer. $1,400 in Super Mario Maker? Disgusting. How many days is that?
Have you aught to say for yourself? For what you have done to our people? Your people?
My people, he says. The precious lordling beloved by all come to confront the wicked witch. My parents taught me no better. They worked me from dawn to dusk like an ox or an ass or some other beast of burden. Until,
Really?
that is,
It's
my
only
brother
2
spied
months?
a chance to transform the family fortunes. And so I was married to a vicious old drunk, who beat me as he pleased. And when I pleaded for help, I was told to grin and bear it. For the family, for him, for everyone's sake. They pretended not to notice, but they knew. They knew! What did it matter?
I was nothing to them. Less than nothing. I wasn't of their flesh. I wasn't a fellow Domon. I wasn't even a person. I might just as well have been dead. And then my husband passed away one day. And so I was sold off yet again to pay his debts. But this time, I found a way to live for myself. To survive. As a spy for the Empire. Oh, those were the days when the scales first fell from my eyes. No longer would I be a slave to my parents or my husband or the pleasure house. I would be free and receive due compensation. That would be enough, I thought. Until I saw a Doman in the road, beaten and broken. And my heart skipped a beat. Lying at my feet, groaning in agony, sobbing in despair. Powerless, helpless, hopeless. A vision forever seared into my soul. Oh! There was nothing I would not do to feel that joy again. To bend this cruel, twisted world to my whims. Now, having borne witness to my life's work, have you aught to say to me? "'Twas kind of you to lend me your ear, my lord. But now it is time for us to conclude our little tete-a-tete with a final game of chance. Who shall stand, and who shall fall? Let the die be cast."
This was her plan from the first, to bring the keep down on our heads.
You're fucked.
I will remember your words. We must flee. Order our forces to withdraw.
Guns in Final Fantasy just don't work. If you're going against a sword bearer, you're gonna lose. Swords are better than guns in this world. Oh snap.
Go, my lord! While you still can!
No!
I cannot hold it forever!
We can't lose that guy. Get him out.
No! We will not leave you behind!
Do your duty! Deliver Lord Hien and the others to safety! Now! Forthwith! I shall manage on my own!
No! Do not shoot the big guy. No, dude. Oh. Stupid bitch.
Gosetsu!
No one leaves. Not you,
or anyone else.
"'Tis not this old friend cannot bear. Go now, all of you! The day is won, and the morrow beckons.
Fuck.
Nay, thank you for granting me new purpose and a measure of peace.
Gosetsu. You never failed us. Not once. You served my father faithfully, and I'm a better man for your guidance. And the Doma we build together shall be better for it too. Be proud, my friend. Be proud.
I am, Shun. More than you know.
Hien! Hien!
You cast the die. Gambling was never my vice.
Damn. Damn, dude. The big guys.
Find you in time.
The big guys always dying, man. First Nappa, then Raccoon, then Brawly, now Gogetsu. Big guys don't live, man.
Kasetsu? We must turn back now before it is too late.
Eyes forward, Cyrano. That was his wish.
I will deliver you to safety. The others are waiting.
The gun took 1 life. The sword took like 100. I don't think that's a win for the gun, but the gun hit someone of importance. I see. I got new gear in that. I got a necklace, I think. 80 dex. How much is this? 88 dex. Yep. Neck. And then we got a new. I got a new wrist too. This one's worse. Then we got this. No. Oh, these are rings. I had a bracelet. Yeah. 100 people aren't important, therefore the gun won. I don't know. We killed the big guy we basically killed Team Rocket, finally. They finally got rid of those 2 people that have been following us all expansion. And would lose every time they confronted us. Now we actually got rid of them. We don't gotta deal with them anymore. It's pretty important. Their leader though didn't care. Their leader was gonna kill them no matter what, so I guess it isn't such a big hit for them. Thank you. The occupation is ended, then, and the people must be informed of our victory. But I will not simply give up Gozetsu for loss. Before aught else, we must needs search the ruins. Allow me, my friends. The castle is still collapsing into the river and could easily drag you into your deaths. I can navigate the waters easily without fear of drowning. Be reasonable, brother. You know he is right. Cause was a word, if I may. Well, victory was the goal, and we achieved victory, but we just lost a general, basically, one of our generals. I mean, in war, that's what happens. I mean, it's a win, not a good win, but it's a win. Cause was a word, if I may. My lord withdraws into himself, unable to turn his thoughts from the keep. He needs us now more than ever. My friends, I am returned. I swam as far into the ruins as I could. And did you find him? Nay, lady, naught remained of the keep for me to search. Undermined from below and shaken from above, the manner of its collapse was most unusual. If the floor beneath him gave away before the rest, it is not possible that he could have been sent tumbling into the river. But the water is thick with slit and debris. Despite my best efforts, I could not find him. I'm sorry. There is naught for which you should apologize. Thank you, Sorbonne, for taking it upon yourself to search. This castle is in ruins, and the people are eager to learn the fate of their nation. We leave at once. Are you sure, my lord? The day is won, and the morrow beckons. It falls to us to greet it. I'm going down to the docks to see if I can get one of the Confederate ships to take us to the Enclave. Mayhap we should tell the others of the House of Fierce to gather there. Magnai and Sadu know not of what happened in the castle. I will go and tell them. They fought valiantly with honor, Serena. I pray you tell them that as well. You too, my friend, were instrumental in this triumph. I must insist that you be present when we bring these tidings to my people. Y'all look like shit. The captain thought you might need a ride to the Enclave, ready to come aboard. On you go then, sit wherever you like. I don't know what happened in there, but it's over, you won. It's cause enough for celebration, and those people you're about to see need something to celebrate. Ugh. You look like shit. Thanks.
We brought everyone here. You were the last to arrive.
I see. Thank you. We owe the Confederacy a great debt.
I have waited 25 years for this moment. You owe us naught.
Oh, he's a big guy. He's doomed. He's gonna be the first one to die. He's next. It all makes sense now, dude. It's like dogs. It's like real life, dude. Big dogs die before small dogs, dude. Dude, that guy's eyes look red as fuck.
Lord Hien!
This guy's got some pink eye going on. What the fuck?
Lord Hien!
It's him! He lives! He lives!
Some few words of encouragement would not go amiss, my lord.
Right. Yes, of course.
Off you trot then. You're their lord, remember. Stand tall. Well, if you won't say something, I will. Nope, he's gotta say it.
Forgive me. This is rather more daunting than I had anticipated. But you are right. I must be strong. Wish me luck. We are a sorry lot, are we not? Tired, dirty, stinking of blood and sweat and ash. A people pushed to the point of breaking. And yet, we won. The perseverance to endure decades of oppression. The will to carry on the legacy of those we have lost. These were the bonds that held us together and gave us the strength to reclaim our home. After 25 hard years, the shadow of the Empire no longer darkens these lands, and we may at last look forward to the dawning of a new day. But, my friends, it will be a day of work. So I ask you, have you yet the strength to stand? To rise up with me once more? Here and now? And begin to rebuild our homeland?
Lord Hien!
Doma! Doma!
This will not end with Doma. We will see to that, right, Lise?
Right.
Indeed, this is but the beginning. The tide is turning, and it shall soon bear us back across the seas, and onward and to the next battlefield.
Guess we don't even say goodbye, we just fucking leave. He's good to go, I guess. Honored hero, you seek passage across the One River. Are you quite certain you would not prefer to stay a while longer? There are sure to be festivities at which you would be the guest of honor, like as not. Very well. There are other ways in which we might celebrate. By rejoining the fight for freedom in Gur Albania, for one. Short, though, our time here has been. We have all come to regard this land and her people as our own, I think. But we have done that which we came here to do. Word of Doma's liberation will soon spread throughout the Empire, and we must seize this opportunity to rekindle the fires of liberation in the West. We dare not allow the Imperial's moments respite, lest they march on Doma again, and for the sake of all concerned, we should leave immediately. Did I hear you right? You are leaving? I'm afraid so. We've got our own battle to fight. What about you? Will you be heading back to the steppe? Yes, the war here is ended, and there is no cause to remain. The Orinor and Dorthel have already withdrawn. I will follow them anon, but I wish to bid you farewell first. The Blue Two must return to their homes, but we will be back. Doma has need of merchants and builders, and we are eager to offer our services. And just like that, our grand fellowship is broken. Without ceremony or pomp, you steal off into the dark. No matter... We have plenty to be getting on with, places to be, people to rob, and so on, and the captain never was one for mingling. I am a pirate. Give me a song at the tavern, and I will be happy. Hobnobbing with Lord Hien, nay. No taste for the finer things. In any event, we need not part ways here. If you are for Kugane, we would be happy to take you. Her waters have always been fruitful. I wish you well on your journey, my friends. May you ever walk in crimson. Thank you, Serena, for everything. May the Kami speed you on your way, until we meet again. I didn't get flying in the one zone still. I missed the one zone. This one here, the fringes. I didn't do anything here, apparently. What is this place? Why did I do nothing here? I wasn't here that long, I guess. I feel like I should go back and do it real quick. Let's just go. Fuck it. Now remains undone. You rage of apart. Ready to Kugane then. Have everything? Good. We will need to weigh anchor before the second movie arrive. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for what you did. Give my regards to the Udon. Heads. I informed Tartaru of our coming. She and Hancock should be waiting for us in the Ruby Bazaar. It is here we part ways. Best of luck to you and yours in your piratical endeavors, I suppose. Welcome back, everyone, and congratulations on the job well done. It is a pleasure as ever to see your smiling face, Tartaru. Less so yours, Hancock, though Rasho and I are sincerely grateful for your assistance. The pleasure was all mine, Master Elfinode, I assure you. Anyway, you'll be glad to hear that I have already charted passage for you back to Limsa Luminisa. The ship is to leave port this very day, but the captain has agreed to wait until the 4 of you have boarded. 4 of us? You mean to stay here in Kugane? Yes, I gave it some thought and I realized that even with Doma free, there's still a need for a woman in the middle, maybe even more than before, considering all the friends and alliances you made. As I told her many times before, I would be more than willing to assist you. And as I told you many times before, I am not about to let you worm your way into our affairs and exploit our connections for your personal gain. Must you always presume the worst? So there you have it. I will remain here for now. You needn't worry. I'm a regular at a hostelry and a half-dozen other local institutions. Everyone loves me. So go. Don't let me keep you. Buy your supplies and souvenirs while you still can. When you've finished, make haste to the docks. Pier number 2 to be precise. I'll be waiting for you there. It's like the expansion's ending. But I didn't even hit the max level this expansion goes up to yet. First to arrive, as always. Hopefully the others will not be far behind.
Ah, there you are. All packed and ready to go?
To the best of my knowledge, yes. Apologies for the wait. The task of tying up loose ends invariably takes longer than one allows. Happily, however, all now seems to be in order.
Then there's nothing left to do but to board the ship. Do try and enjoy the journey, won't you? It may be your last chance to rest for a while.
That would depend on the good captain's choice of route.
As ever, Tataru, I pray you take all due precautions while making your inquiries. Better to avoid the local authorities altogether than risk a repeat of our Ishgardian episode.
And what sordid episode is this, pray tell?
Naught to speak of, I assure you.
You there! Hold that ship!
Oh?
What are you two doing here? Shouldn't you be in Doma?
Shouldn't you? You left with nary a word. I half wondered if I had done something to offend.
Upon learning that you had departed for Kugane, we immediately resolved to give chase. Our comrades can manage affairs in our absence, and it seemed the least we could do.
You mean you came all this way just to say goodbye?
That too, aye. But there was something else I felt I had to say. You helped us win our freedom, and for that I cannot thank you enough. Accordingly, after we have established an interim government and so forth, I think it only meet that we repay the favor by dispatching our own forces to Eorzea. If you would have us.
We harbored no expectations of such generous aid, and as there is no telling when the Empire might strike back at you, would it not be wiser to concentrate your resources on the defense of Doma?
I had a mind to pursue a more aggressive defense, to which we will send forth shinobi to provinces far and wide to spread word of our victory, that we might inspire others to take up arms as we did. Even the Empire has its limits. If the Garleans cannot be certain where and when the next rebellion will take place, how can they commit another force to Doma? And besides, so long as this debt remains unpaid, how am I to face myself and Gorsetzer?
As you wish. I will relay your offer to the Eorzean Alliance.
All of Doma is counting on you to finish what we have started. You have it in you, Lys. To seize the future you want. Never forget.
I won't, Hien. Not your words or anything else. Everything that led us here, that will drive us forward, I'll carry it with me always. And that's a promise.
I will hold you to that. Go with them to Eorzea. Tell their people of our triumph and of our pledge to stand with them.
By your leave, I shall pave the way for our new alliance.
Hurry up, you lot! The ship's about to weigh anchor!
It seems our time is at an end. Go well, my friends, and may we meet again beneath a western sky.
Meanwhile, in the royal palace of El Lamigo.
I always knew that woman was unfit for command.
Aye, when you think of all the resources we've poured into that hole, and for what?
Someone was dead.
The beast yet lives. Mayhap it is time I sharpen my claws. I wonder, will you walk into my parlor once more?
For Dolorem Lupus, come at the command of the Lord Viceroy to present the prisoner taken by the Cranie Lupi.
she was captured?
Xenosier Galvus, I presume.
'Cause we helped this chick before, I think, Krill. She seems and looks really familiar.
It's true what they say. You do have the eyes of a monster. A ravenous, insatiable fiend.
You, give the butcher your weapon.
Yes, my lord.
My lord, this is...
A reward given in recognition of your service. I trust it will prove more capable than its former owner.
I swear, I'll not disappoint you, my lord.
Good. Now, silence that mewling little piglet. I will not hear another sound pass her lips. Until I strip the fat from her.
Back in Orzy at last, ready to pick up where we left off and finish the fight. We're not who we were when we left. We're stronger and wiser. So let's do it. Let's get back to El Amigo and defeat Xenos once and for all. Pants. New rings. Here we are, home at last. I must say, the journey passed more quickly than I had expected. That would be due to the absence of otherworldly interferences, I expect. I should be glad if we did not speak of that unpleasantness again. But in spite of all that and more, we returned better for the experience and more importantly, triumphant. Indeed, and with Doma freed of Imperial oppression, it is only right that we turn our thoughts to the plight of El Amigo. Well, I'm all for that, obviously, but I think you should go and see the refugees at Revenant's Toll before doing anything else. They'll be thrilled to hear what we've accomplished, and it sounds best coming from you. Thank you. I shall do as you suggest. I see I am not too late. Admiral, what are you doing here? The East Eleanor Trading Company informed me of your impending arrival. I have tidings I thought best to share with you in person. From Garabania? Aye. The Alliance still holds the wall despite several Imperial counterattacks. We have been unable to press further into occupied territory. Commander Kemp and his men, meanwhile, have made great strides toward rebuilding their depleted ranks. They have even taken it upon themselves to attempt some few operations. With mixed results. I'm sorry to say, 'twas a complication arising from one such venture which moved me to seek you out. Thank you. During a mission to transport wounded resistance fighters to the Rising Stones, Krill Balderson was taken prisoner. Krill, do they know where she is being held? They do not, but your comrades were informed at once, and I am told Thancred is in Garabania looking for her as we speak. How could this have happened? We must seek out Thancred without delay. Nay, Krill taught me better than that. It would be unwise to act without first acquiring a full understanding of the situation. Thank you for informing us. Tired though we may be, we must make haste to Custom Orleans. Pray excuse us, Admiral Lady Uguri. There's a snowman. Christmas is starting early already over in this town. There's always a lot of fucking people here. Always a fucking ton of people here. Someone's playing the song. And the violin. Ba-da-bum. There you go, Vinny. You got a stripper just for you. We found strippers. This is for Blue Mage. I don't think I know that music. Alright, we should be going back into familiar territory now, I guess. I remember this place. Not really. Look, a mailbox. You can probably look at the mail that we've had. No way, they gave me Leon's outfit, dude. Save this set. There you go. Let's look at the rose set. I'm actually not even sure who this is supposed to be. I forget. If it is this character based off somebody. Scroll lock. It's pretty cool though. But now let's go look at Leon's armor. Let's see. Let's Skull log. Dude, that's sick. I forgot we have Cloud's armor and Tifa's armor too. I need to fucking find a bank to store shit. This button. Alright, put the outfit back on. I just got rid of my set that I was wearing before. Fuck. I gotta go back and put everything back on. That's not what I was wearing. Was it what I was wearing? This was not the armor I was just wearing. When did I get this armor piece? Apparently I had a better armor piece and I didn't even know. I look badass now. I need to sell or get rid of a lot of my armor. All these potions that I don't even touch out of there. How do I sell armor? Can I just dismantle stuff? Doesn't look like it. Alright, we need to sell. There you are. You have heard the news. In broad strokes from Admiral Blofuswin, what happened? Krill and a squadron of resistance fighters were escorting Y'shtola and several other wounded to the Rising Stones to further treatment when they were ambushed by Imperial forces. Ehrenwald and his men fought valiantly, but in the chaos. I will make no excuses. We failed to protect her. Do not be so hard on yourself. You protected Y'shtola and the others, did you not? Tell us about the attack. It was the Skulls. They knew a path across the wall we hadn't found. We thought that we were safe once we reached the Black Shroud. We weren't expecting an ambush. During the fighting, I caught a glimpse of their leader's memories. It was all planned. The advantage of having a walker in the field. I'm not as strong in the Echo as Cosmos is, of course. Half the time, it's enough to knock me on my arse. Like I've taken a dose of concentrated ether. So you walked in Fedora's memories. What did you see? A woman promised the world education, training, citizenship, all that and more if she but sold her soul. A traitor to her people, a pretender to her master. It was Xenos himself that gave the order. Told her to return with Krill, Belson, alive. Our agents have been carefully monitoring Imperial communications since the attack, but have yet to intercept any transmissions making reference to Krill or her current whereabouts. If their orders were to bring Krill back alive, we can save her if we move quickly enough. As you say, time is of the essence, which is why I tend to slip past enemy lines and see what information I can uncover on my own. In the meantime, it is up to you and our allies to command the Imperials' undivided attention, lots of shouting and explosions and so forth. Keep them distracted and I will find her. Very well. I wish I could do more to aid you, but I understand. Commander Kemp is on the way to Castrium as we speak for a meeting with General Alden. If you hurry, you could find him on the road and discuss the situation beforehand. I think Cosmos and I are going to go and see Conrad, like he suggested. You all wait here. I need to sell. This will work. Let me sell here real quick. Ah, my hat. Forgot to put a hat back on. Can't sell. What? You say some weird shit at some random times. So much to sell. This is what happens if you don't keep up with anything. Alright, bring this closer. It's gonna keep asking me questions. If I ever want to go back to being a monk or try other stuff, I'm going to have to buy an armor set. If I decide to switch, but I'm okay with being a dancer until the very end. At least some max level, so just gonna ride that roller coaster for now. I don't feel like holding on to everything.